All right, peace, peace, peace. First and foremost, man, hopefully the Most High in your house has blessed your day. By His mercies, you aren't consumed. We're alive in the Most High in your house has body, and two, we're naturally alive. I want to get into this as well because, shout out to Brother Assembly Firstborn, because just last night on the class, he mentioned something really key. Kind of what we talked about. It's kind of like, too, like kind of what we just talked about in the last video a little bit. Kind of because you can't, because really, like when we mentioned how only the Most High in your house can renew somebody's heart or like change or renew their mind, and like we only can win people over to word, but it's by our conduct and how we act. Honestly, that's what it is. But it's really the Most High in your house that does that, calling and choosing and saving, things of that nature. But because we talked about this a while ago with Susanna, right? Because a lot of times too, and this is why where people get upset with Adam and Eve in the garden, with Adam in the garden, like why didn't he stop her and things? And it doesn't matter, because you can't stop what's within somebody. You can't stop somebody from them, themselves. What's within them. Honestly, their own lust, their own desires, their own lust. You can't stop that. And because he mentioned, like, in the class last night in the video that how, remember, like, because it was kind of broached on the topic of, like, this like Proverbs 4 says, which, let's look at Proverbs 4, like, keep your eyes forward, honestly. Like, also too, the art of letting go kind of things, like, just let things go. Because so let's see, I think we mentioned this the other day, right? So let's see if it was stuff before you came into the word, and like your old self, don't, especially if you've been like now, like being in the word and things. And I could see when you first coming in a little bit, like, first couple year or two, a little bit, I can see that. But like once it mount a certain time, you kind of gotta let go of that, man. That was kind of, we talked about that the other day too, like especially like being in the word for a little minute. You just gotta let that go. Like, it is what it is. Like, and plus the Most High in your house says, listen, he can wink at your ignorances. Like, this is all his mercy. Because, like, kind of what we said the other day, none of us are worthy. So yeah, we kind of can't do that, especially hold on to what we did. That's just gotta let that go, because that's just is what it is. Like, that's all Paul says, forgot that which is past. So, and also too, that's what Proverbs says, keep your eyes forward, man. It says, Proverbs chapter 4 in verse 25, it says, let thine eyes look straight on. Let thine eyes look right on, and let thine eyelids look straight before thee. So see, we have an example of this with the law, but also we're going to look at this in a different aspect of, with Lot's wife, honestly, and how you can't stop nobody from their own lusts and desires. Because listen, let's look at this too, and also too how to, like, what was just right here in Proverbs, like, keep your eyes forward, man, because yeah, man, because this is very important, because you can't stop nobody from what's are within them, and keep your eyes forward also too, because you can't stop anybody. Because listen, because people get on Adam, and because why didn't you stop Eve or this person, that person? You can't stop anybody from their own lust or their own desires, their own lust, wanting to do their own will. Like, because at the end of the day, that's what, like, because at the end of the day, Satan didn't make you do it, demons didn't make you do it, like, other people or parties didn't make you do it. It was your own lust and own will, own desires to do it. Because there's only thing, because what it is too, we talked about this the other day too, like, in even the next chapter, because we in Genesis 19, the only time the Most High in your house shall, like, stop people from sinning is Genesis 20 with Abimelech. That's the only time I can think of. And like, but what Abimelech had is, which a lot of people that say that, oh, why didn't he stop me, or like trying to blame the Most High in your house shot or things of that nature, you don't have integrity, honestly. And that's really why, like, because the Most High in your house knew his inward man, his inward person, like, who he was inwardly. He knew he had his integrity, so that's why he did. But a lot of people, majority of people that do that say something like that, you could tell, even if you say something like that, you don't have integrity. Because because the people with integrity, they hold themselves accountable. They realize the aspect of accountability. So that's why, like, now don't get just you have integrity, because you kind of sometimes, even like, I need to a lot of times work on accountability as well too. Something I need to get better at too. This not blaming, like, a lot of times too, but most of the time for the people, like, with that, because that's different. Like, right, let me say this too. There's different trying to like work on things of that nature, like work on something, but you could be with somebody with integrity, more having trying to get better at this. But most of the time, people don't have it at all. Like, honestly, because you wouldn't even say that. Honestly, especially blame the Most High House shot for something that you did, or other parties did, or other people did, or things that, or people like that just blame them, or other factors. But more importantly, somebody with integrity wouldn't blame the Most High House shot. But that's the only person I can think of that he stopped them from sinning. But honestly, man, that going back to the point what we saying, you can't stop like nobody from what they want to do. You can't stop it, man. Their own lust, their own will, their own desires. You can't stop it, because think about it, Lot was right there, but he can't. There's nothing he could do. Like, because that's something, looking back, was something that she wanted to do. So it's like, let's get this Genesis chapter 19, verse 26. It says, but his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. So see, that's just is what it is. But notice how it says, notice how it says, like, she stopped from behind him. So it's like, even Lot was right. There's nothing Lot could do, even like, because even with Susanna, right, when Joachim, he wasn't around for what happened with Susanna. But that was going, even if he was wrong, that was going to happen regardless, man. Because the thing is too, things like that was going to happen regardless. If it wasn't that day, it's going to be another time, man. Because you can't stop other people doing from, because even like, even like, say if, hypothetically with Joachim, those that read Susanna, because she was raped, honestly, by the two wicked elders. Like, even if her husband was around her constantly, those men were going to do it regardless, because they probably would have found the time to find her alone and did what he did. So that's just is what it, pretty much. You can't stop what's within somebody inwardly. That's the point of this. You can't stop pretty much somebody inwardly, honestly, because right here we see, like, we know she was with Lot, but it was own lust, own will, own desires that had her stop and look back. And Lot was right there. There was nothing he could do. That's why Ezekiel says, let's get this in Ezekiel real quick. Yeah, exactly. Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 20. This is in the law. I forgot. It says, though Noah, Daniel, and Job were in it, as I live, saith the Lord, they shall deliver neither son nor daughter, that shall but deliver their own souls by their righteousness. Exactly, man. And that goes into what, like, that Philippians, that Philippians 2:11, that Philippians 2:12, like, let's just grab that real quick. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Also, too, Acts, when it says save yourself from untoward generation. Not that you like, being inconsiderate about like other people, of course, like, and when the Most High Yahushua did do that stuff, because it's really for somebody else's righteousness' sake. Pretty much, if he, like, pretty much, we're benefiting off of other people's righteousness. We're benefiting off of, like, Yahushua's righteousness. We're benefiting off of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Moses, like, whoever. We're benefiting off of those righteousnesses, like, a lot of times, too. And that's another aspect of that. Because a lot of times, too, if that was the case, if the Most High did save a household, the Most High Yahushua did save a household, it was really off of, off of somebody else's expense. That's why even when Jacob was with Laban, man, even Laban said, listen, it's the reason, like, you're the reason why the Most High and Yahushua is even blessing me, because me being in your being in your presence, especially when a man, like with a person of God, a son or daughter of God, especially somebody that's righteous, being in their presence, man, that can save, like, that can save somebody right there, man. Because what did he say that to what did he say? Did he say that to oh my gosh, listen, oh my gosh, who did he say? Who did Most High Yahushua say that to? Jehoshaphat. He said, listen, Jehoshaphat, man, if you wasn't right here, man, I would have, like, yeah, you lucky he's standing right here, man, because even though Jehoshaphat was supposed to be over there fooling with those wicked people, he said, the Most High Yahushua said, listen, if he wasn't here, man, my servant wasn't here, I wouldn't even, a lot of y'all might have been dead right now, because I'm not even messing with y'all, honestly. So, but yeah, man. That's his was. But let's read this again. Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 20. Though Daniel and Job were in it, as a lip said the Lord God, they shall neither deliver son nor daughter. They shall deliver their own souls by their righteousness. So see, yeah, man. So that's just what it is, man. So yeah, man. But at the end of the day, man, the point being is that you can't say stop anybody from their own, like, will or own desires, own lust, man. You can't. Either you're there or not, man. Because, like, the Most High Yahshua might try them some other way, or Satan might get them, or, like, more their own desires. I don't want to say blame Satan per se, because, like, at the end of the day, it's you. But, and David Banner made a good point on that, honestly, because, like, because he said, listen, put it in a roundabout way, because he said he doesn't believe in, like, Satan or devil. No, but the point that he made in that Shannon Sharp interview, I agree, because we're taught just to blame other. Pretty much, he was saying accountability and things of that nature, bear your own burden, because we're taught to blame Satan and demons and things of that nature. No, it's just you. How about you just stop doing what you're doing? Honestly, that goes good for me, honestly, as well, man, because I can't blame, when I go, because me, I still struggle with lust and looking, like, at women and other things too as well, but I can't blame nobody but myself for that, like, because even I was watching a clip of a sister, right, and even, like, her, we agree, but just in different ways, because it was a sister I was going online, and she said, listen, stop sexualizing women at the gym and things, and it's just not pretty much about her point, but one thing that she just did say was true, and honestly, this is what is true even out and about, man. It's not the women's job to for them to dress in a certain way for you to stop your own lust, things and that. You gotta stop that inwardly, honestly. That I can't blame, like, for me personally, I can't blame the woman, like, no, would I play a factor? Yeah, but but honestly, that's no excuse for me, like, if say, or me or somebody else struggling with that, like, to what you call them, say, oh man, these like, the reason why I do it is because I look how these women is dressed. No, that's something inwardly you gotta stop that, honestly. Now, does that play a factor? Yeah, of course. Like, you might be, it's a play a factor of why and stuff like that. But that's, at the end of the day, that's not their fault. It's something inwardly. Honestly, let's use that as an example. Now, I'm not condoning, of course, that type of stuff, man. Because listen, somebody can have still have a problem with that, with especially something like that, with a woman that's fully covered and like wear the dress like Ruby Burgess would address things that nature. But I see that goes back in with that's something within, man. So yeah, man. Hopefully it's edifying, man. I just wanted to kind of touch on this topic, man, because you can't stop anything. You can't stop nobody. Save them from only thing we can win the people over is with our conduct, but we can't stop anybody from doing lust, own will, or desires. That's something that's within them, honestly. So the what we just read in the last video, David said, listen, please clean me a new heart, like only the Most High Yahshua can get that. Now, of course, the word being preached to them, like especially with the gospel, witness, testimony, new covenant, that's what it's for, to be preached to them so they can renew that. But at the end, that's the Most High Yahshua. In our conduct, that's the only way. But sometimes that's not even good, because you know what it is too. I was just talking about this the other day with my brother, because we was working at school that we were at 2 years ago or a year or so ago. So even not just us, or even I seen this a lot of times too, like working with youth now, especially with this generation now, they don't like any. Some of them do, but they don't like anything positive or some like things like that. They don't like that, honestly. You could have, because sometimes, like, now, granted, most of the time in the school that I've been working in, that different schools I worked at, like a lot of times the adults are just as bad as the students and children. They're just pretty much older versions of them. But sometimes you do have living examples of somebody like, wait, why don't y'all, like, y'all see how Mr. such and such or Miss such and such, how they act? Do you have a good example of that? And like, here, honestly, I know at home things of nature they might not have that, but you have a good example of that here. So, like, but a lot of times too, I know about this generation, they're just not into anything positive. They aren't. So, like, but I say that to say, if people aren't into anything, like, righteous or positive, or like, they like evil, because listen, doesn't the word say, like, children are people are wise to do evil, love evil? Jeremiah in Sirach 20 goes into a lot of like loving evil. Yeah, there's nothing you can do about that, honestly. You could be as, like, righteous as and carry yourself in good manner, but people don't want to do that. They're not going to want to do it. Because why? The Most High House is like that. Because it's too. And here's the thing, like, even with men, right? Even like with men, right? You can be the most, like, manliest, traditional, or like, this man ever, like, but at the end of the day, that woman, if she's like, self-willed, like, Cantankerous gonna do what she wants. She gonna do what she want to do at the end of the day. It doesn't matter if you have money, how you conduct yourself. Like, the man are no most honorable, respectful man as well. We could do that, but they at the end of the day, a woman like that, she's gonna do what she want to do. Why? Cause what? Jeremiah 62. Then isn't the Most High house child like that the most manliest, like realest, upstanding men of honor ever? But but still, we did what we wanted to. People still do, cause listen, the Most High, people do what they want to do anyway. Like, that's not an indictment on the Most High house child. It's just people do what they want to do anyway, man. Even if you have money, we see that with even with the Book of Esther. Cause listen, she was still, cause the Esther, if y'all read Esther, like the king, he told her, listen, like, he just wanted to show his wife off, and she wouldn't come. And this is somebody that runs a kingdom, so he has money, things, and he has money, resources, power. But that woman still wanted to do what she wanted to do. We see that aspect of what, with Bill Gates, man. It's Bill Gates' wife left him, and like, how rich Bill Gates is, so that doesn't matter that day, because people are gonna do what they want to do. Now, of course, like, now, do you set things like try to set rules of engagement and codes of conducts, and like that, so like have some type, because you can't control anybody at the end of the day, because like because most High houses don't even want to control people. It's like, listen, you get with down program or you don't, but you do lay down certain things. Well, listen, at the end of the day, people want to do what they want to do. But also too, as well, even for a sister, even for a woman as well, like it could be the most like meek, submissive, like gentle, kind, like caring, compassionate woman ever. You could be that, but if you get with like and if you get with a Nabal type, or somebody, a man that like he's just a foolish man, or like he wants to mess with like hoes, social media hoes, Instagram hoes, and things of that nature. He gonna do what he want to do, and that's not an indictment on that sister, man, because that's is what it is. Like that's not an indictment on her, because she doing what she wants. She doing what she doing. Even in that, she still does what this man says. But if he wants to like go around and get 5 or other 7 women pregnant, or this and that nature, that's not an indictment on like on her per se. But well, let me say this too. It's like, well, damn. Well, for me personally, I'm damn, but you seen that? But that is what it is. But if she carries herself like that, and the man does like all that stuff, yeah, that's on. That just is what it is, man. So let's just say that too, because at the end of the day, man, people will do what they want. That's the point of this video. So anyway, so peace.